What is your name and what office are you running for?
My name is Michael Walters. I'm running to be mayor of the city of Edmonton
Why are you running?
because Edmonton needs change. This is an amazing city full of incredible people trying to do great things, and we need a council that's really going to have people's backs. I really do want Edmonton to be a place where people and business can thrive, a city that we care about how beautiful it is, how connected it is, and how enduring it can be. And I feel like the last 4 years, we've become less safe, we've become less affordable, it's harder to get around. Businesses are less likely to invest here, and our existing businesses are more likely to leave. These are not good outcomes, and I just want to get back to a positive place where we're making progress. And I think that takes leadership, and the kind of leadership I hope to offer.
What is your most recent job?
I own an advertising agency with two really great partners.
If you are elected, what would be your first priority to fix?
So your city can't do much else unless your people feel safe. So downtown, many of our communities around Edmonton have really expressed concerns about safety. Having been downtown where our business is the last 4 years, I've seen how much we've struggled. Part of it is because of increased social challenges, homelessness, addictions, and the cohort of people who exploit those folks, making our communities feel unsafe. And part of it is that we've just over-politicized policing and community safety in general. So I need to take the politics out of policing and public safety and really focus on the first thing is a day shelter space. So we have so many vulnerable people that need supports and services, but have nowhere to go, nowhere to be. So we have an opportunity to work with other partners, provincial government agencies, to create spaces where people can be during the day, which will allow our downtown to feel a lot safer, actually.
That bumps up a later question, but maybe you already answered it. How do you plan to make Edmonton safer if there's any other?
Yeah, so that's it. Public safety really is a community effort. It's not like a one side, one political ideology or another. We have the opportunity to we are already a leader in something called social policing in Edmonton, and we can really, which is police officers working, like we hear some, that is a fire truck, but we have the opportunity for police officers to work patrol front lines with social agency, mental health workers, trauma workers, social workers, to make sure that we're responding to the right people with the right solution. That needs to go more mainstream. We have a real opportunity with our new police chief to make that more prominent in how we approach crime in our downtown, and just general supports for people who are struggling on the streets, whether it be the day shelter, overdose response teams. We certainly need a lot of housing, a supportive housing, transitional housing. That's all stuff we have to work on.
How do you plan to balance fiscal responsibility?
So fiscal responsibility is basically everything to a city. We can't do anything or pay for the services people need if we mess up our budget, or if our taxes are too high like they've become in the last 4 years. I would say that these have been excessive tax increases, which are actually making us less competitive with our neighbors. So industrial investors that may think about Edmonton will prefer to go to Nisku or Atchison because there's much more return on investment there. We have existing decades-old family businesses that are evaluating leaving Edmonton. So the balance is actually everything. So making sure that we're collecting enough money from both residential and non-residential taxpayers to pay for the services in the kind of city that people love and want to continue to live in and our kids will stay in, but not raising taxes so excessively that we're actually chasing the golden goose across the borders into the counties.
Construction along timelines are frustrating Edmontonians. What would you change, if anything, about how Edmonton plans and delivers these projects?
So first I would change our attitude, and our attitude needs to be that we need to care more about the residents that construction projects affect than the ability for contractors to get them done. I think what we've done is we've seen examples where contractors will set up weeks in advance of work being done and leave their construction mess weeks after the project's done. Keeping lanes closed, there's mess everywhere. The city looks bad. People can't get around, creates construction delays. So our attitude needs to be about residents first. And I think we have, Edmonton's an AI city. And we have no partnerships with companies that other cities are using that are here to actually, you can do real-time traffic simulation. You can plan and build routes around construction projects where you can actually reduce wait times and travel times and congestion for residents. We don't use any of those tools, which kind of blows my mind. We, have the ability to partner with companies, be innovative, and really focus on making life better for residents while still getting important construction work done. I think our attitude's wrong. We're not innovative, and frankly, we can do way better.
Where do you stand on infills and what is the path forward?
Infill's super important to our city. We set a growth plan, a city plan that talks about how we can add 1 million more people to the city in the next number of years. That growth is happening rapidly, so we need infill. I think what council did in the last term was excessive. When you have neighborhoods that are signing restricted covenants that allow for 4 units on a mid-block and 6 on corners, those are pretty progressive restrictive covenants. What that tells me is that the citizens, people in mature neighborhoods are okay with infill, just not as much as council tried to push on them in the last term, which is very unwise, unstrategic. I think the current iteration of the zoning bylaw is what I'd call a density without urbanism. It's just, no sense of how close it is to transit, how it's creating new amenities, coffee shops, those kinds of things that people want to live in a complete community. It's simply about eightplexes everywhere, and it was not very thoughtful. So we can be thoughtful and still, if every neighborhood in Edmonton infilled like Bonnie Doon over the next couple decades, we'd be in great shape.
What is your vision for Edmonton?
My vision for Edmonton is that we have this city where people, no matter where you come from, businesses, no matter what kind of business it is, can thrive and be successful, and that the city is beautiful, that this is a place that we're proud of, a place that's connected, meaning we care for each other, and that's enduring, that no matter what external forces may try to discombobulate us or affect us, that we have the resilience to stand against it. And ultimately, if we're the most investment-friendly city in the country, that means we're going to continue to attract people to good quality of life, good jobs. When you go into any neighborhood, in our new neighborhood in Edmonton, where you have new communities, people from different parts of the world, they're here for a better life, and this becomes their home very fast. So my vision is that what we are. This is a place of opportunity, better life. It's your home.
Just in case people don't know, can you mention when you were a councillor and for what ward?
I served on Edmonton City Council from 2013 to 2021 in the old Ward 10, which is around Southgate Mall, University Farm, Century Park.
And if you are elected, what is one thing you want people to remember you accomplished at the end of your term?
That we all feel incredible pride in our city because it's a safe place and it's the kind of city that our kids and grandkids are excited to live in.